I'm a 26-year-old woman, and I've been married to my husband, who's 32, for 3 months now. He's a really great guy and a wonderful partner. But today, something caught my attention. I asked him for his phone, and that's when I saw a video of a girl in a bikini. She wasn't a famous influencer or anything, just a normal girl. When I asked my husband about the video, he came up with an excuse. He told me it was his friend's ex-girlfriend and that he had recorded her Instagram stories to send to his friend. I decided to let it go, but just a few hours later, I caught him scrolling through the same girl's profile again. This time, he was using a different account, one that he had created to like posts of women in bikinis and stuff like that. He had made this account because I didn't like it when he did that kind of thing on his main profile. When he saw me looking at him, he quickly turned off his phone. I confronted him about what he was doing and asked him to show me what was on his screen. I know guys often look at other women online, and I'm fine with that as long as it's not disrespectful or cheating. But today was different. He's never acted like this before. I asked him for his phone for 15 minutes, and I just wanted him to show me what he was looking at. But he flat out refused. We went back and forth, and eventually, I managed to get the phone from him. It wasn't easy. He got really angry and tried to grab it back, but I didn't let him. After a few minutes, I finally managed to open Instagram on his phone. What I saw broke my heart. He had shared lots of pictures and videos of the same girl to his own account. I asked him why he only shared her photos, and he told me that he knew her from 2021, apparently. They met on a dating app and chatted a few times. He admitted that he finds her attractive and likes looking at her pictures. I'm feeling so hurt and heartbroken right now. I was literally shaking. He kept saying it was harmless and that he just likes to look at her pictures. But I don't agree. I think it's as bad as emotional cheating. Ever since this happened, my mind has been a blank. I'm completely frozen and don't know what to do next. I'm so confused and unsure of how to move forward. Story 2. I'm a 33-year-old woman, and I've been married to my 29-year-old husband for 5 years now. We've actually been together for about 9 years though. Recently, about 8 months ago, he got a big promotion at work. His new job means he has to talk and text a lot of people, which is fine. But over the past 5 months, I've noticed he's been texting one woman in particular a lot, even when it's not about work. They send messages back and forth all day, on and off. When he had a work trip to a city 6 hours away, I asked if I could come along, but he said no right away. That raised some suspicions for me. So I decided to look through his phone. What I found bothered me. He had asked her if she wanted to join the trip, but she said no because there were going to be 4 men on the trip. Even though she didn't go, he still texted her the whole time he was away, on and off. I'm really confused and upset about this situation. I think he's having an emotional affair with her, and I don't know how to handle it. Part of me wants to confront her, but I'm not sure how to approach it. I've already talked to him about how it makes me feel, and I told him I don't like it. But he just keeps saying they're friends, which makes me think he's hiding something and maybe even cheating on me. I might have handled it the wrong way by yelling, but I'm still hurt. We've been arguing for days, and now he's giving me the silent treatment. He thinks I'm overreacting, but I know what I saw. Even if they only talked about work during work hours, that would be one thing. But that's not what's going on here. Today, he showed me a message she sent him and asked if he should respond. I told him it was up to him, but honestly, I was thinking no way, don't do it. He didn't respond. But later I checked the phone records and saw that 4 messages from that day were deleted. This is really getting to me because I love him so much. We've built a life together and the thought of losing him is unbearable. I have a strong feeling that something's not right. We're supposed to go on a double date with her and her fiancé in a couple of weeks. I'm thinking about confronting her then, but I'm not sure what to say or if I should even do it, honestly. I want to ask her if she's trying to seduce my husband right in front of her own fiancé, but I know that would only make things worse. He still has to work with her, and I don't want to create more problems. I'm so confused and unsure about what to do. Am I overreacting? Or should I be more concerned about what's going on? Story 3. I'm a 24-year-old woman, and my friend Becca, who's 23, has been my closest friend since we were kids. We've always been super tight. But when I went through a really tough time in high school, I was in an abusive relationship. Becca wasn't very supportive. She didn't get what was going on back then. Later, I explained everything to her, what I went through, the warning signs and all that. She was really surprised and apologized for not being there for me when I needed her. I took the time to teach her about abuse and grooming so she'd understand. Last year, Becca met a guy named Mark, who's 26, on a dating app. At first, he seemed okay, but it didn't take long for him to show his true colors. He became controlling and manipulative, and I could see it right away. I warned Becca about his behavior and told her that these were the same warning signs I had experienced in my own abusive relationship. I explained that she was going through abuse, but she didn't believe me. She said, "He can be annoying sometimes, but it's not abuse." My heart ached because I knew she didn't understand what was happening. She was new to this kind of situation, and I wanted to protect her. Being around their relationship started taking a toll on me emotionally. I remember times when we'd be getting ready to go out, and Mark would blow up her phone with angry texts and FaceTime calls. He'd say things like, "Show me what you're wearing. That looks slutty," or "I bet you're really with other guys." Move the camera around the room. He'd accuse her of not loving him and cheating on him. It was heartbreaking to watch her try to calm him down over the phone, constantly apologizing and telling him she loved him. We even had to cancel plans several times because of his behavior. It was like he had control over her, and it was hard to see my friend like that. Things only got worse from there. Mark's behavior became even more abusive and controlling. He would swear at Becca and call her terrible names. He'd throw things at her and threaten to hurt himself, which made her so scared that she'd have to leave work to calm him down. He even snuck into her family's home, went through her stuff, and checked her phone. He blocked every guy she'd ever talked to and saved their numbers to threaten them later. Becca would cry to me about the horrible things he did, and I saw the awful messages and emails he sent when she tried to break up with him. I witnessed the terrifying phone calls and texts he'd send, and it was clear he had complete control over her. Finally, the day came when Mark told Becca he would kill her. She got a protection order, and the police were involved. I was so relieved that this nightmare was over for her. But then, during a manic episode, she started sleeping with him again. I was worried sick about her safety, given his previous threats. When I expressed my concerns, she asked me why I cared so much. I explained that I was worried about her well-being after everything he'd said. But instead of understanding, she started getting bitter towards me, saying I had no right to interfere in her relationship. Mark even sent me abusive and threatening texts, making fun of my illness and calling me a terrible friend for trying to protect her. When I blocked him, he got his friend to spam me with insults and threats. The police got involved again, and they broke up. Our friendship started to heal a bit, but then I found out they're together again. I told Becca that it's hard for me to be her friend when she's with someone who's been abusive to me. The back and forth is emotionally draining. She says she doesn't get why Mark and I can't both be in her life, and that not talking about him is the best she can do. But I need to prioritize my mental health, and I don't think I'm wrong for walking away from this friendship. She says I'm not a true friend for leaving, but I think I'm taking care of myself.